What's the problem? What are we out here to solve? Why are we all here on the Vegas Strip? Well, the problem is fiat currency, right? I call this the vicious fiat cycle. The problem is pretty simple. When the US government and the Federal Reserve prints dollars, those dollars become worth less. That makes the life that we all want further away, unachievable, not affordable, right? That then forces everyone to borrow. You get into debt. People are using credit cards, student loans, buy now, pay later, mortgages, all right? And this now has forced households are over $18 trillion in debt. Credit card debt's passed $1 trillion in the United States of America, okay? And the US dollar, since it was launched at the Federal Reserve a little over 100 years ago, has lost 97% of its purchasing power. And this cycle repeats because all of our paychecks in this room, I don't care who you are, all right, I don't care if you're Donald Trump, Michael Saylor, it doesn't matter. None of our wages are keeping up with the inflation of all of our assets. And this is the problem. This is why we're all here. I call this the vicious fiat cycle, right? And if you look, I mean, this is the growth of debt in the United States of America. If you're a millennial, if you're my age, if you were born in the last 20, 30 years, you want to own a car? Debt. You want to own a house? You can't afford a house. Take a mortgage for the rest of your life. You want to go to school? You want to go to Harvard? Did you work hard the first 18 years of your life? Debt. You need a student loan. You can't ever own assets. You're in a perpetual cloud of debt. This is the growth of credit card debt. And it's not just at the individual and the family home level. This is our federal government. And listen, I know every reporter wants to ask me, Republican, Democrat, left, right, up, down. Guys, it's a bipartisan thing. We're in a debt-based financial system, right? Yes.
What if I told you the best time to buy eggs with dollars was in 1913? That's how Jack Mallers kicks off a brutal reality check at Bitcoin 2025. With a slide and a smirk, he points to the year the US dollar began its slow death. Once we cut ties with the gold standard in 1971, it was game over. Mallers isn't just showing charts, he's exposing a rigged system. As the Fed prints more money, the rich get richer, while the rest of us watch our income stagnate, even decline. He shows the numbers, house prices in cities like New York and Boston skyrocketing, while our paychecks flatline. It used to take a few years to save for a home, now it takes a decade. And the kicker? We're drowning in debt for everything. A car, a house, even a chicken sandwich. Fiat currency is bleeding us dry. Mallers' message is raw. Fiat steals time, energy, and dreams. Bitcoin, he argues, is our way out. A fixed supply, transparent system. One that honors your work instead of silently devaluing it. If you're loving this kind of content, don't forget to like the video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more Bitcoin and crypto updates. Thanks, and now, let's get back to the video.
Every other time after that, you're getting screwed, right? Okay, now this is a little bit more interesting. Check this out. So the US dollar, we divorced from the gold standard in 1971. So I'm no artist, but I'm trying my best. That's where my arrow is pointing down on this slide. So you can see once we started to print money, right, and we're divorcing ourselves from the physical realities of Mother Nature, it's really benefited the top 1%. The rich have gotten a lot richer, and the rest 90% of us, we're the ones that have stagnated income, or now it's declining, right? Check this out. These red and green lines, these are the prices of a median house in New York and Boston. They're just getting more expensive. The bottom two lines, the gray and the pink, that's our income. We're not getting paid anymore, but the life around us is getting more expensive. Here's another one. How long does it take to save for a house? Well, while we were on the gold standard, it was a few years. Off the gold standard, it's a decade, right? This is my favorite. Okay, debt to go to Harvard. Okay, debt to get a house. Okay, debt to own a car. Debt to watch Justin Bieber? Debt to get a chicken sandwich? This is the problem with fiat currency. They print it, it becomes worth less. Our lives suck and get worse. We get in debt, we never escape it. We are slaves to the system, it is our burden to carry, right? I believe that the banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their currency, the banks will deprive the people of all their property until their children wake up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered. Thomas Jefferson. So what's the solution? I know a lot of you guys know some of this stuff. The solution's Bitcoin. It's pretty obvious, right? Bitcoin is the money that we conceived that nobody can print. You can't print it. You can't debase my time and energy. You cannot deprive me of owning assets, of getting out of debt, of living sovereignly and protecting my future, my family, my prized possessions. Bitcoin is what we invented to do that. And so on the left here, that's about every single property that you could ever want in a money, right? And let's look at the report card. I know I'm a college dropout, but let's check this report card. Gold. I mean, gold's like a passing C. It does some stuff well, other stuff not. Fiat, also kind of passing. It's a little worse student than gold. Bitcoin, straight A's, baby. Straight A's. It's fungible, it's portable, it's durable, it's divisible. You can't print it, it's programmable. People don't understand, Bitcoin's gonna be getting better forever because the story of humanity is engineering a better world, and this is technology, right? This is technology. Okay, let's look at the scoreboard. That was the report card, let's look at the scoreboard. Yeah, we're kicking ass and taking names. I mean, Bitcoin's the best performing asset in human history. This is compound annual growth rate, okay? So what's the average annual return of Bitcoin? You wanna look at it on a 1-year basis? They say, no, that's bias. It went up that last 1 year. Okay, fine, what you want? What do you want? 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, 6? What time frame do you wanna understand that Bitcoin is the solution to all 8 billion people's problem? You say, okay, yeah, but everything performs well against the dollar. My gym shoes are gonna go up in dollar terms by next year. This hoodie, this screen, this clicker. Okay, but what about Bitcoin priced in oil, which is energy, right? You need oil to fly here, you need oil to drive, you need oil to charge your phone. Okay, Bitcoin's outperforming it. What about a median house? Outperforming it. What about stocks? Outperforming it. What about groceries? Outperforming it. What about gold? Outperforming it. Bitcoin is our solution, a peaceful revolution that all of us in this room have contributed to. I'm very proud of every one of us for getting this asset class to where we are right now, here in this moment, okay?
Jack Mallers dives into the origin of one of Bitcoin's most iconic memes, HODL. But this isn't just internet humor, it's a philosophy. What if the key to building wealth wasn't timing markets or decoding the Fed, but simply saving the hardest, scarcest money in human history? Jack paints a picture of a future was working hard and holding Bitcoin, not trading it, is enough. No charts, no economic models, just belief in the system. He highlights how this simple meme has evolved into a global movement, one so powerful that even the current president of the United States acknowledged it at last year's Bitcoin conference. In a world drowning in fiat chaos, Bitcoiners aren't just investors, they're long-term visionaries, armed with conviction. Now let's get back to the video.
The meme is very powerful though, is that what if we had the scarcest, hardest money in human history? Would it be just as simple as working hard and saving it and never selling? You don't need to be a trader, you don't need to study Japanese central bank monetary policy, you just gotta hodl. And that meme has taken us so far to where this is what, who is now our current president of the United States said at this conference last year.
Never sell your Bitcoin, right? That's right, isn't it, huh? That's right. How did I figure that one? Never sell your Bitcoin. And so, as the final part of my plan today, I am announcing that if I am elected, it will be the policy of my administration, United States of America, to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future. We'll keep 100%. I hope you do well, please.
So powerful meme. And now the United States has a Bitcoin strategic reserve, right? And it's never sell your Bitcoin. And to be honest, it's kind of simple. Like, let me ask you guys a question. How much of the money that only goes down, it's never done anything besides go down, how much of that would you want to own? Well, none of it, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, what about the one that's historically it just goes up? If you just hold it and you don't trade it, it just goes up. How much of that would you want to own? Well, probably as much as I possibly could, right? And so this was me. Last January, I officially owned $0, right? And so I'm like, man, President Trump, the Hodler drunk guy that drinks a lot of whiskey, like, let's go. I'm gonna own as much as I can, screw the dollar, right? But this is the Hodler's dilemma, is like, then I had to sell it. I didn't have any dollars to spend. So some of you in the audience that troll me on Twitter, you're like, bro, I thought you were one of us. You're selling Bitcoin? I'm like, dude, what do you want me to starve myself to death? I had to. I didn't own any dollars. And so this is the dilemma. Every Bitcoiner faces this fork in their life, right? Because the reality is this, guys, money is a means. It's not an end, right? Money itself is not valued for the literal piece of paper or the little bytes of data. It's valued because of the things that it can get you, right? Nobody wants a green piece of paper or the physical Bitcoin itself. We all want what those things can get us, right? We all want to go to school and make best friends. We all want to get married and fall in love and buy a house that is really beautiful and start a family. All right, my family's here. And this is what it was like to start Strike. And start a business. Take a vacation, see the world. Just like do stuff, right? Be adventurous, right? You have to live your life. Now, I've met a lot of people in my 31 years on this planet. I've had a hell of a career so far. I've never met the man that has 10,000 Bitcoin but is homeless, starving, and sick. Never. I've always met the guy that would sell a little bit to live his life. And that's the dilemma.
You know, the Hodler dilemma is a stage everyone who holds Bitcoin faces. Based on Jack Mallers' insights, no matter how committed we are to hodling, life comes calling, whether it's buying a house, starting a business, getting married, or simply living. The big question, how do you meet these needs without selling your precious sats? As the CEO of Strike, Jack Mallers is on a mission to solve that. Speaking passionately at Bitcoin 2025, he unveiled Strike's Bitcoin-backed lending product, a game changer for the global Bitcoin community. No more selling your Bitcoin to survive. Need $10,000 or even $1 billion? You can now borrow cash at single-digit interest rates with zero rehypothecation and without credit checks. Your Bitcoin sits safely in a verifiable address while you use the cash to build your life, or even buy a home in 30 minutes. Jack isn't just building tools, he's building freedom. Strike is live in the US and expanding globally. This isn't about hype. It's about financial empowerment for all. If you found this inspiring, drop a comment and subscribe for more cutting-edge Bitcoin updates. Thanks for watching, and I would see you in the next one.